This is ABC 7 News at 6.
Good evening. Thank you for joining us. First tonight, legislators gave emotional testimonies as the Senate officially passed a controversial bill from Governor Janet Mills that would extend abortion access past Maine's viability cutoff of around 24 weeks. LD 1619 would also eliminate the requirement to use the United States Standard Report of Induced Termination of Pregnancy by excluding any identifying information of the patient. However, medical providers would be required to report to the Department of Health and Human Services the date and location of the abortion, age of the patient and fetus, and the method used to perform the abortion.
They need support and love. More than anything, they need to be able to trust that our laws will protect them and allow them to receive the medical care they need close to home from a provider they know and trust.
This bill is an attack on mothers and their babies, and it is a strategic attack orchestrated by Planned Parenthood. It is the abortion industry influence and money that brings us to this moment today.
The House and the Senate will have a second round of voting on the bill, and if passed, it would go to Governor Mills to be signed into law. Maine's Democratic governor has vetoed a bill that concerns the future of offshore wind development in the state. Conservationists and labor leaders push expansion of offshore wind in Maine, and Governor Janet Mills has made it a focus of her tenure. The Maine legislature passed a bill to modify visual impact standards to help encourage more development of wind power. Lawmakers also amend the bill to require the wind projects to have labor agreements. Mills did not support the labor agreement portion and vetoed the bill. Speaking of Governor Mills, she has officially signed 36 bills into law, and as our Grace Blanchard spoke with a political science expert on what this latest session of the legislature has looked like and what it means for Mainers.
Sheer number or output doesn't necessarily tell you everything or even the most important thing you need to know about the impact of a particular legislative session.
Mark Brewer is the acting chair of the Department of Political Science at the University of Maine in Orono. He reflected on the takeaways on the work from the governor and legislature over the past 6 months, as they have taken on many highly debated topics.
Looking at this from a nonpartisan perspective, I would say Mainers should be relatively happy with how their government has functioned. You want government that addresses the important issues, even if you only want them to do nothing on it. You want it to be debated and discussed. And I think for the most part, the legislature and the governor have done that this session.
The goal was for the session to be concluded by the third week in June, but as Brewer highlights, policymaking is rarely smooth.
When you sit back and look at the session as a whole to this point, I think what sticks out to me the most is that maybe it's been a little more conflictual than normal.
Partisan and institutional conflict is natural, but Brewer says some of the conflict from this latest session has not been quite as normal, given the inter-party conflict between the chambers.
I think the primary source of that conflict is that Speaker Talbot Ross tends to represent or come from a part of the Democratic Party that's on the more progressive or liberal side, and Governor Mills represents maybe a more moderate wing of the Democratic Party.
And despite Governor Mills being unable to run for a third term, Brewer says the work that Mills and the legislature have done will play out in the next round of elections.
Her record and her policies, as well as the legislative performance, will be in that agenda. So I'm sure nobody wants to look to elections right now, but they're going to be on us before we know it. And what's happening now will be fodder for debate during that election season.
In Orono, Grace Blanchard, ABC 7 and Fox 22 News.
Former Brewer High School athletic trainer Benjamin Pushard was back in court today. His lawyer filed a motion before sentencing asking the court to allow access to the victim's medical records. Pushard's sentencing was postponed while they wait on the judge's ruling. Justice Bruce Maloney ruled that he will conduct what is known as an in-camera review, or the reading of a required material alone without anyone present, before making a final decision. Pushard is expected to be sentenced sometime in August. New funding could create up to 80 jobs at a former mill site in Millinocket. The Finance Authority of Maine has approved financing for Katahdin Salmon, Maine's first inland land-based salmon farm. The salmon will be hatched, raised, and processed on-site at the facility in the former mill site and then sold to regional Northeast markets. A statement says the loan from FAME will be contributed to the financing of pre-construction and first management hires. Speaking of some weather now, continuous wet weather across the state this month has led to an abnormally high rainfall totals. Our David Ledford brings us more about one of the rainiest Junes on record.
It's been very, very rainy, close to record-breaking.
Rainfall this month has exceeded the expected norms for June, surpassing accumulation totals and impacting Mainers in a number of ways. Our meteorologist Conrad Sapinski broke down the perpetual drizzle.
Rainfall-wise, we're over 5 inches of rain so far this year, around 5.2, and we're not even close to being done just yet. We're looking at probably ending the month at around maybe 6.5, maybe even 7 inches. Our average is closer to like 3.5, so we're pretty much doubling our average for June.
Sapinski says the state has seen rain an estimated 23 days out of the month so far, and he expects similar rainfall to continue throughout the rest of the month. At Baxter State Park, Director Kevin Adams says the rainfall has led to flooding in some areas, making a number of park trails impassable over the weekend.
We do have some other streams in the park that we have strongly recommended people not cross because of the flow and the depth of the water. It's been a highly unusual rain amount for this long.
For others, this month's rain has had an impact on business.
It's been very nonstop, and me with my business, I do have a stump grinding business, and it's really hard to get equipment in and out, so it's like put us very behind in business right now. Over the last 6 weeks, I'd say that we've been behind quite a bit, and I've never seen the rain like it is right now. So it's a pain. It's a real big pain.
As gloomy weather continues, psychologist Carolyn Holnagel says it's important to remember to take care of your mental health.
Rain brings less sunlight, and so less sunlight can disrupt our internal clock, and it can affect then our serotonin levels, which can also affect our mood in a negative way. Make sure you get out and exercise. Make sure you make time for friends and family. Make sure you get that social interaction.
In Bangor, David Ledford, ABC 7 and Fox 22 News.
Thanks for that, David. Certainly has been a wet June. I haven't been able to work on my golf swing as much. But speaking of the weather, let's turn things over to Chase Ropenack with a first look at our forecast. Chase?
Thank you, Tyler. Today's first weather is brought to you by Webb's RV. Come check out the spring and summer specials we have on RVs and campers. And don't forget, we have the sharpest pencil in town. All right, let's take a look at that radar right now. We do have some more showers and thunderstorms lingering through the area. We are starting to see a little dry period, but other than that, we do have some more showers and thunderstorms making their way into tonight. And an interesting fact for you guys, it has rained 20 out of the last 27 days this month, so we've been seeing lots and lots of rain. Now let's take a look at the future forecast. We're expecting more. Looks like we may even have some showers and thunderstorms coming through the area Wednesday evening into Thursday as well. So expect some more rain, unfortunately, and there will be more coming after that as well. But temperatures today, we're pretty warm out there. Bangor around 73 degrees, a little cooler by Rockland at 65. And we can see some more warmer temperatures to the southwest, Freiburg and Sanford at 75 and 77. For your overnight planner tonight, we're going to see some more rain showers moving through the area, and looks like temperatures will stick around the mid-60s. Tyler?
Thanks for that, Chase. We'll check back in with you later. Plenty to come on ABC 7 News at 6. Northern Light Eastern Maine Medical Center is getting $12,000 for its pediatrics department. We will have those details. And our A.J. Douglas will tell us about a nonprofit treating veterans with equine therapy. Those stories and much more as ABC 7 News at 6 continues.
Should I be selling right now? I gotta get a bigger place. What's my house worth? What do you think? What's my house really worth?
That's pretty good. How do I buy a house?
What if I don't have time to see it in person?
What is going on with this housing market?
You have questions. We can take the guesswork out of that. Contact a RE/MAX collaborative agent today. We service all of Maine.
Oh, that feels so good. What a sweetheart. I'm so lucky.
These socks are so soft. And her feet don't smell? These would be perfect for hunting season.
Moisture wicking, odor resistant, hypoallergenic, softer than cashmere, and warmer than wool. Get your alpaca socks and more at the Blue Alpaca. Feel the difference.
Hey babe, can I borrow these socks?
Jamar Construction Products in Bangor continues to grow to meet our customers' needs, supplying products for site work contractors, concrete contractors, and survey and safety supplies. We are proud to be the local dealer for Hilti, Valley Blades, U.S. Fabrics, and Euclid Chemical, plus so much more. Stop by and see us at 1270 Hammond Street or give us a call at 907-4491. If you dig it, pour it, plow it, fasten it, lay it, or lift it, Jamar Construction Products can help you.
ABC 7, Fox 22, Carpet One, and Puffer's Place want to send you to see the Tedeschi Trucks Band with special guest Ziggy Marley live in concert Wednesday, July 5th at the Main Savings Amphitheater in Bangor. Sign up to win tickets by registering at Carpet One in Bangor. See us for all your flooring. And Puffer's Place. Visit us for a great selection of pipes, t-shirts, herbs, incense, CBD, and more. Just 5 minutes from Dexter. Win tickets to see the Tedeschi Trucks Band July 5th on the Bangor waterfront.
You're watching ABC 7 Bangor.
Welcome back. A family who lost nearly everything says their prayers have been answered with loving neighbors. Devin Dagnall sat down with the family to talk about the Good Samaritans helping them.
Both my wife and I stood there and we had a peace about everything. We knew that God would take care of us.
Over the weekend, Gary and Louise Haynes, their daughter, son-in-law, and 3 grandchildren lost the home belonging to their family for generations to a fire.
We loved the house. I was brought up there. It's been in the family for 6 generations. Funny, my grandson, Elijah, who the next morning, he went up to my wife and he said, Nana, he said, I think God thinks that 6 generations was probably enough. And
Everyone in the family, thankfully, made it out safely, but this story isn't about the fire. It's about what happened after. Haynes claims to have witnessed an act of God while neighbors brought clothes, cash, food, and toys for the grandchildren, some before the embers had even cooled. A donation that was especially moving came from a group of siblings who, according to Haynes, had survived a house fire only 2 years prior. Together, they took money out of their savings accounts to buy new bikes for all 3 grandchildren.
I am just completely overwhelmed by the generosity of the people in this area.
Easily one of the biggest donations came from the Haynes' neighbor of over 40 years, Donna Pratt.
I was standing there and I was wondering, well, I wonder where we're going to be tonight, where we're going to sleep tonight. And I don't think it was 15, 20 minutes later, Donna called.
And I just knew that they were going to move into my house.
Pratt, who had recently put her house up for sale, offered her home to the Hayneses indefinitely while they get back on their feet. When we asked Pratt what moved her to make such a massive donation, she credited her faith and stated she believes it's what God wanted her to do.
It's like you asked me, how did you know that you should give your house to stay? You just know in your heart because that's what you know.
For the time being, Pratt will be living with her daughter, and the Haynes family plans to rebuild their home as soon as they can. In Wynn, Devin Dagnall, ABC 7 and Fox 22 News.
Thanks for that, Devin. Certainly a touching story there. Let's move on now. Last month, in celebration of Maine Iced Coffee Day, Dunkin' Donuts donated $1 for every iced coffee sold to the Dunkin' Joy in Childhood Foundation. Now they are giving that money to multiple Maine hospitals. They raised $49,000, and on Tuesday they donated $12,000 of that money to Northern Light Eastern Maine Medical Center in Bangor. Northern Light plans to use the funding to upgrade technology in the pediatric patient rooms.
So many things that we use that generous donation for, but we are specifically hoping to buy smart TVs for all of our pediatric rooms. Give kids a chance to do some of the things in the hospital that they do at home.
Dunkin's always trying to look for ways to give back to the community, and there's no better way than the hospital and for our children.
In the coming weeks, Dunkin' Donuts will be donating more of the funds to both St. Mary's Hospital in Lewiston and the Barbara Bush Hospital in Portland. A nonprofit organization is thinking outside the box while offering non-conventional therapeutic experiences to veterans and first responders. A.J. Douglas watched veterans take a step into some unknown territory with a 2,000-pound companion as their guide.
And a lot of people are struggling with just so much going on in their brains that there's really never an off switch.
Veterans and first responders gather for breakfast and coffee around a campfire during a weekly Coffee and Connect meetup hosted by Raining Hope Ranch in Orrington Tuesday. The Equine Barn was founded in 2021 to offer therapy services in a non-conventional way to any individual struggling with emotional or psychological challenges.
I feel that being able to get together and be with one another as a community is just one way that you can approach healing.
Amir is not only known as the class clown, but Amir is also known to help people release pain or pent-up anxieties.
I really enjoy just like this connection that the horses bring. They add another level of conversation to sessions. They bring in a level of compassion that maybe we don't see in ourselves.
Organization leaders say therapeutic interactions with horses are a valuable way to strike the interest of vulnerable groups, such as veterans and first responders, who may not be open to traditional forms of therapy.
One, because of the stigma of asking for help to start with. And then when you ask for help, in the past and even today, it's go into an office, you're going into a facility. In this setting, it's an out-of-the-box approach.
Raining Hope Ranch will continue to host Coffee and Connect meetings open to active and retired veterans and first responders each Tuesday from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. To learn more about upcoming fundraising events, log on to raininghoperanch.com. In Orrington, I'm AJ Douglas for ABC7 and Fox 22 News.
Looks like it took AJ a bit to open up to the horse. Great story right there. Still to come on ABC 7 News at 6. The gray skies and wet weather didn't put a dampen on strawberry pickers this week. And in sports, the athletic director at Husson is retiring after 10 years at the helm. What he'll miss most about his job, that story right after the break.
She's hungry, he's hungry, they're hungry. That's why at Purdue, we're always hungry for better tasting chicken. So we use all vegetarian feed and no antibiotics ever. Because when chicken is raised right, it tastes like nothing else in this world. Purdue, hungry for better chicken.
Tedeschi Trucks Band. July 5th, Main Settings Amphitheater, Bangor, Maine. Tedeschi Trucks Band. With special guest, I stand in the circle of peace. Ziggy Marley. Yeah. Get tickets now at waterfrontconcerts.com or ticketmaster.com. Don't miss Tedeschi Trucks Band live.
Ashley Stars and Stripes sale is happening now. This weekend only, shop 4th of July doorbusters. Plus get 60-month special financing, and all veterans and active military will receive 10% off their purchase. Shop and save today, only at Ashley.
Established in 1925, Bangor Floral has been a premier provider of beautiful floral arrangements and thoughtful gifts for almost 100 years. Whatever the occasion, our premium collection of colorful blooms, blossoming plants, and gift baskets have warmed hearts for generations. We strongly support the Buy Local movement, purchasing directly from local farms and growers, and we are committed to the preservation of our environment. Bangor Floral, located at 332 Harlow Street. Stop in today to experience a flower shop like no other.
With AAA Insurance, by bundling our home and auto policies, we saved over $450.
And we were shocked at the savings.
When we switched to AAA auto insurance and bundled our policies, we were able to save over $400 every year.
Switch to AAA Insurance today, and you could save an average of $483 on auto insurance. Compare that to State Farm, Geico, even Allstate. Call now for your free AAA full picture quote to find out how much you could save.
Well, my passion is hang gliding. I've been doing it for over 30 years, and it's like flying. I mean, it's like everything you always dreamed about. AAA Insurance helps us save more.
And do more.
The savings from AAA Insurance has allowed me to pursue my passion of making jewelry. It's great to have a little bit of extra cash to do something that you love.
To find out how much you could save by switching to AAA Insurance, call 866-460-1310 for your free AAA full picture quote today. You'll be glad you did.
Tonight's Sports is brought to you by Ansley Moore, a realtor since 2013, working throughout the state of Maine with both buyers and sellers with a focus on the greater Bangor area.
Welcome back in, everyone. Thank you for staying with us. We're going to start over at Husson. After 10 years at the helm and 40-plus years in college athletics, Husson Athletic Director Frank Pergolizzi is calling it a career. In his decade at the school, Pergolizzi has overseen 56 conference championships. He's introduced women's golf, women's tennis, and track and field programs. He has also brought on huge upgrades to facilities, including a weight room, a press box at Winkin Complex, and a new hitting pavilion for softball. And for him to be able to help with those efforts is a distinct honor.
I'm glad I was able to help make a contribution, and glad that I was able to be part of those kind of efforts on campus to make the facilities to be, first class and really have an impact on our students and their perception of those things.
And for someone who carried noteworthy class and dedication to his post, Pergolizzi says that the part he'll miss the most about his job is the people he got to help out along the way.
The opportunity to work together with our staff and support our student athletes. Those are really the two things. This job is about people. At the end of the day, it's about helping kids be successful and helping coaches be successful.
Wishing him best of luck in whatever he decides to do next. Let's move on to the Boston Bruins now. Monday night was the annual NHL Awards, and although it's not the trophy they wanted, 3 Bruins took home some hardware. Patrice Bergeron won the Selke Trophy for Defender of the Year for a record 6th time. Linus Ullmark won the Vezina Trophy for the best goaltender in the league. In both men's acceptance speeches, they were quick to thank those around them with the Bruins who believe in them so much.
I want to thank the Jacobs family, Don Sweeney, Cam Neely, and the whole Boston Bruins organization for welcoming me and my family with open arms since day one.
I want to thank the Boston Bruins organization, our coaching staff, trainers, and everyone that's part of our day-to-day. Of course, my incredible teammates. It's an honor to compete alongside all of you. Thank you for making me a better player and person.
And the awards didn't end there. First-year head coach and former Black Bear Jim Montgomery won the Jack Adams Award for Coach of the Year. It's really been a tough journey for Monty. At the start of 2020, he was let go as the Stars head coach due to personal struggles, and now he credits not just the Bruins, but the other team in his life with his comeback story, his family.
And I had to change my actions and behaviors. And that's when my new team, the most important team in my life, is what leads to the success that I live daily right now. It doesn't happen alone. I'm very appreciative for both teams that I'm lucky to be a part of that help me on a daily basis. Thank you.
All right, that's all the time we have for sports. Here's Chase Ropenack with your full 5-day forecast.
Today's main weather is brought to you by the Blue Alpaca Ranch and Store. Visit our ranch and meet the alpacas or shop in our store in downtown Belfast. All right, let's take a look at that radar right now. An interesting fact for you guys, this month we have received 5.13 inches of rain, and we're going to continue to receive some more as we have some more showers and thunderstorms that will be lingering into the area tonight and throughout the rest of the week. Let's take a look at those highs right now. Bangor sitting around 73 degrees. Rockland was a little bit chillier today with a high of 65, and then we can see up north there up near the low 70s. Going into tonight for those lows, we're going to stay pretty mild. Most of the area is going to be around the mid-60s. Bangor around 64. A little chillier up north, 63 near Clayton Lake, and we'll have some warmer temperatures down towards the southwest as well. As for the temperature trend throughout the rest of the week, it's going to be pretty cool on Wednesday. We'll have a high of 68, but then it's going to ramp up by Friday. We'll see a high of 78 degrees, and then it'll stay pretty comfortable for us throughout the next few days, throughout the weekend, in the low 70s as well. So humidity with these temperatures looks like when the showers are really ramping up throughout the week, that's when we'll start to see it'll be pretty humid out there. And then showers will start to diminish going into Saturday. It'll be a little bit more comfortable, but then Sunday it ramps back up again with some more showers incoming, so that's when the humidity will as well. Now for future rain chances, tonight it's in the low to chance area, but it's going to pick up, and we're going to see as we go into Wednesday morning, it's going to stay around that scattered area as we go in throughout the rest of the week. And it's going to stay like that as we go into Thursday, Friday, Saturday, into 4th of July weekend. So unfortunately, we do have lots of more rain coming for the holiday. Now let's take a look at the radar for going into tonight and tomorrow. We have some more small thunderstorms making their way through the Bangor area. To the northwest, we have a line of storms that may diminish, and then we'll have some more thunderstorms to the east, looks like by Thursday night. Now let's take a look at those wind speeds out there. Pretty breezy in some areas. We see a south wind of 13 miles per hour right near Bangor, and then it's calm by the coast. Bar Harbor only has a southeast wind of 3 miles per hour and east near Rockland at 7. But it looks like more of the windier winds are staying up by Clayton Lake. Even though it shows the north wind of 5 miles per hour just to the west of them, they do have some heavy wind speeds over there. So for tonight's forecast in our area, low of 62 degrees. Scattered thunderstorms will make their way through, and we'll have areas of dense fog, looks like around after 8 p.m. tonight. And then winds will be from the south at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Going into tomorrow, highs only going to reach around 68 degrees. Scattered thunderstorms still and foggy. Looks like it'll be around 10 to 11 a.m. And winds will be from the south, getting a little bit breezier from 10 to 15 miles per hour. Going to your extended forecast, looks like thunderstorms are on the way for tomorrow, and then will be mostly rain showers and throughout the rest of the week with temperatures in the mid to upper 70s. Tyler?
Thanks for that, Chase. Always a big fan of a thunderstorm, but not when you've had rain, 20 out of 27 days in June. Anyway, still more stories to come right after the break. Stay with us.
We have lots of fans and air conditioners for the inside.
And everything for the outside.
You name it. We've got propane, we've got bug spray, we've got beach towels, barbecue items.
Thank you for shopping Rennie.
Fishing pole, life vest.
For a better center to serve you, Bangor Tire has moved to Herman. For a bigger selection of trusted brands, Bangor Tire has moved to Herman. And to better service your ride, no matter the size, Bangor Tire has moved to Herman. Master mechanics, free shuttle service, and the fair deals you deserve. Take Littlefield Avenue to Bangor Tire, beside Dysart's in Herman. BangorTire.com.
We're more than just a tire store.
Do you want to improve or upgrade your home? Well, At Home Furniture, Appliance, and Bedding in Lincoln and Dover Foxcroft has got you covered. We pride ourselves in the relationships we build with every customer, from commercial businesses to homeowners. We have some of the best prices on the best brands of appliances, furniture, and mattresses, and we even offer full kitchen and bath remodels with a designer and installers on staff. So stop in today and check us out at one of our locations and see what we can do to make you feel at home.
When Dover Audiology wants to know the local forecast, they log on to foxbangor.com. Come to Dover Audiology and find out where people from Kittery to Eastport go to get their hearing aids. Knowledgeable, friendly, and reasonable. Dover Audiology is your best place for hearing solutions.
Planning to dig in your yard with power tools? Call DigSafe first. Call 811 at least 3 business days before you dig. Utility crews will come out and mark where your gas, power, and cable lines are buried. Keep yourself and your neighborhood safe. It's the law.
Tonight, the turmoil unfolding in Russia. Is Vladimir Putin's control slipping away? Plus, major rulings from the Supreme Court. More Americans turn to the most watched program on television. World News Tonight with David Muir.
Our phones keep us constantly connected.
Please switch to airplane mode.
But what if they had a mode to help us actually connect? Introducing Us Mode, a mode that makes our phones less distracting, so we can focus on quality time. So the notifications we get are the ones that matter. So we're never distracted from what's most important. Visit US Cellular in-store or online to set up Us Mode for free, even if you're not a customer. US Cellular, built for us.
Welcome back. When members of the law enforcement community go to work each day, they never know what they may be called to do. That was the case today when Hancock County Sheriff Scott Kane was in Blue Hill. A mama duck and her little babies were trying to cross Main Street. Dodging cars can be terrifying, especially when you're a duck and you are so low to the ground and it's hard to see. Sheriff Kane stopped his vehicle and turned on the lights to stop traffic. 2 babies were left behind, so he also helped escort the little family to the other side of the road to make sure they all got there safely. Kane says he never expected to become part of his own make-way for Duckling's story. It seems the motto, to protect and serve, sometimes applies to more than just people. Isn't that nice right there? Well, this week's inclement weather is not deterring Mainers from picking fresh strawberries either. Trey Wergy's orchards in Levant open for You Pick Strawberries at 8 a.m. on Tuesday. A handful of customers dodged the raindrops to pick several quarts of the fruit, including Greg Nealand of Herman, who faithfully visits the fields every Tuesday.
Oh, they just taste better. The store-bought ones. I don't know where they're from, but they don't have anywhere near the flavor of the local stuff.
Trey Wergy's orchard will be open again for strawberry picking Wednesday from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. Well, that does it for tonight on ABC News at 6. We will see you all here at 11. Have a great rest of your evening.